Hi, this is Jenny Oyap with Nuggets and Things. And the reason why I came back today, because yesterday I told y'all something and I wanted to make sure I come back and clarify what I said. I told y'all yesterday my hand went to itch and I was like, I got some money coming. And some of y'all said, oh, she's superstitious. Nah, contrary, sweetie. Nah, I ain't superstitious. I know things. I just know things. Anyway, I told y'all that early that morning, that afternoon, my little ching ching went off. That little thing called a cash app went out banging, and I said, I got some of my money. So I just want to let you know that I know some things, right? But today I just want to show you a little bit of unpacking. How to unpack some stuff. Because through our lives, we have packed things in our life, packed stuff in our spirit. And sometimes we done pack some stuff that, ain't got no business being there. It's the worst thing in the world is you put something in you that has deprived you and has caused you to limit yourself from getting anywhere. When you put those limits on your life. I tell people all the time, don't put me in a box because I ain't gonna work out. I just ain't gonna work out in no box. I'm not the type of person you can confine me. Confinement and me don't get along. I don't like to be confined. That's you a free spirit. I don't care what you want to call it. Don't lock me in a box and tell me this is where you got to stay. I won't work out. I normally tell people I think I'm a rebel because I will rebel. I've been doing it for so long, it's just second nature to me. What they say we should be doing, everybody move to the right for what? What we moving there for? Look, if it ain't a green on the inside, I don't know. But today we talk about unpacking because some things has been packed in us. Packing means this. We have put things in our spirit, in our minds, our hearts, of things we have heard, we have just been repetitive in doing all our life. And sometimes you do something long enough, you think it's correct. Every once in a while, I will go and say, you know what? I've been taught something and I found out that some of the things I've been taught was incorrect. So I need to unpack, take that stuff out that I don't need because that stuff is making my journey heavy. It's making my journey longer. I need to pack a light. Speaking of packing, I got this thing. I told all my children, we all got together. I told all my children, I said, this is what we're going to do. I said, we need to have an emergency bag set aside. Emergency bag for what, Mama? I said, you never know. If something happens and you got to go, you need to have a bag already ready for a flight bag. You got a flight bag ready. I said, let me tell y'all something. I said, there's a lot of people who got their bags ready. Y'all be surprised. Y'all sitting back here talking, looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm behind. People have already got bags. I got my book bag. My son got one. I said, if something goes down, when it's time to go, you ain't got time to grab a suitcase. You ain't got time to do this, that, and the other. You need to have a bag, a flight bag that you can get up and go. And along with that bag, you need to have some money. I ain't talking about your card. I mean some money, some tokens to get you across where you need and you might need to go. It may sound crazy. It sounds like, okay, it's my last day talking to her. I ain't watching her no more. I understand. Again, I understand when you limit yourself that information, sometimes information will always go over you because it can't get to you and you won't let it get in you. But let me tell you something. There are people out here who know stuff and they may be trying to save you from stuff that you don't know. I remember I believe it was 2020. The pandemic came, and I was back home with my mother. My mother who was transitioning out, and I had went home to stay with my mother for the last 2 weeks. And I was assigned to give my mother the medicine every 3 hours. because she was on hospice. So you had to give her that morphine every 3 hours. They know I don't believe in medicine. They know I don't like meds. I'm a herbalist. I like stuff, herbs. I'm all about that, right? They know I'm about that. I'm all my siblings. It's 9 or 8 now. 8 of us. And they know. Nah, no, it's 9 of us. And they know I don't do meds. I don't promote it. And they know that I be telling them all the time, look, I'm my own medication, and I'm healthy, and I do my thing. And guess who they got to assign to give my mother medication every 3 hours? All of these folks. Look, y'all take meds, believe in meds, and y'all got me assigned. And they kind of looked at me, right? They kind of looked at me like, well, Jenny, it's too funny. And let me tell you about me laughing. Ooh, because I learned some stuff. Let me tell you about me laughing. I used to say I laugh all the time. And I said, but you know what I found out? Laughing energizes your body. It pulls your spirit. It works your organs. You'd be surprised what it does for your liver. Laughing, that's why I say laughter is like a medicine. It really is. When you have laughter, it is energy. Your body feels it. It feels that vibration. It feels it. And I'm telling you, it changes things. People who are happy, I'm a hit you on something before I get off of this thing today. Because as I believe and see and go through, I've got to tell somebody. Anyway, I said, I got to give my mama medicine that I don't believe in, I don't trust, and I don't like. But I got to administer medication to my mother. So my mother, when we first brought her home, it was difficult, right? And and while she was laying there, I'm talking to my mama. Right? At this time, she's unresponsive. But I'm talking to my mother every day because I'm at her bedside. And I'm talking to her. I'm saying by her bedside. I'm talking to her, I'm, rubbing her hand, whatever. Because these are my final days that I would get the chance to spend with my mother in this life. So I'm trying to grab hold of everything I can. And I said, Mama, now I don't like medicine. I said, I don't want to give this to you. I said, but I have been charged. I've been charged by my family to give you some medicine. So they all looking at me like, don't forget, every 3 hours, you got to do it. And I'm thinking to myself, is this a test? Look, am I being punked? They tested me. Oh, Lord. And I had to pray about it. Because I was going to say, I ain't staying here in my mama's house if I got to do the medicine, because And I had to pray about it. And then I had to talk to my mama. And I had to get the okay from my mama. It was okay for me to give her the medicine. Because if my mama had said, if she had given me any indication, she wouldn't have got it. Now, she might have got the medication, but she wouldn't have got it from me. So anyway, I'm giving my mother this medicine every 3 hours. And, while she's transitioning. And I got, somebody had told me that, of course, when the pandemic first hit, everybody was in an uproar. It was chaos. And I got a call. It said, they get ready to close the roads. So you need to get back across the bridge and get home. Because I had my daughter. My last child was still home. She was going to school. And I said, she was in 12th grade. And I said, I got to get back home to my baby. Lord have mercy. You talk about some things going on. I realized then, since then, there has been many changes that we had to adjust to and we had to learn to adapt to. And we're still going through it, People talk to me about a whole lot of stuff. And some things I answer people because I think it deserves an answer. And some things I just look at them like, I know you ain't coming to me with that, right? I'm saying to myself, I had to learn to unpack some stuff that was difficult. But I knew in order to make this journey my best, I had to get light on my feet. I had to make sure that when it's time for me to go, if something changes, if something moves, because I'm paying attention, I'm paying attention to everything and everybody. I'm listening all the time. And I'm not on no CNN. I don't watch the news. Don't get the paper. I don't do social media. I'm not into none of that kind of stuff. TV I watch is basically a movie. I'm a movie buff. I watch movies. I lay back and watch me some movies. And normally I watch the same movie about 20 times. I just sit back and watch the same movie. Because I realize, that's my la-la time. I'm going to be able to just relax. Because my mind be going all day long. I'll be picking up and putting down all day. And so I had to learn something. Never get to a place that you cannot be taught. You must always be teachable. Don't ever get to a place that nobody can teach you anything, that nobody can tell you anything, because you know everything. You off. I'm able every day to learn something new. And I told my sister yesterday, I said, every day is a good day to learn something new. The other day, I was thinking about my one of my children. And I said, people don't understand. They don't understand sometimes when they make decisions, that when you make a decision of your life and do something that was reckless, it doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone who is connected to you, who's a part of you. People don't realize when I go into the hospital, or when my children go to the hospital, when they go into the hospital, they're not in there by themselves. They may be the only one assigned to that room, but everyone who they're connected to, their wives, their husbands, their children, their mother, their father, their friends, everybody's in that room with them. You can't see them, but you should be able to feel them. When you do anything, you have to think about the decision you make. How does it affect somebody else? I thought my mother was she was a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. But I thought my mother was weak. Because when people would bother my mom, they had to look at Jenny. They had to deal with me. I tell you now. Woo! My mom, she knew that I was a storm. You hear me? And some of y'all storms too, so y'all understand me. Y'all probably said, this woman in that chair. Yeah, honey, I'm sitting in this chair because it makes me comfortable. And I spins. Because I'm comfortable in this chair. But let me tell you about my mama. She knew how to calm my storm. She knew how to do it. She couldn't fuss at me. She couldn't pop me. All she had to do was talk to me. And she would always talk to me about something that had nothing to do with my storm. That was awesome. Because she was wise. And I didn't even think so. Let me tell you, when I found out my mother was brave. I found that my mother was brave about 3 days ago. I never saw her as brave. Because I saw people talk to my mother and say things to her that was, that would tick me off. And I had to say something to them because they're not going to talk to my mother like that. I'll go into the doctor's office with my mother. I would be in the doctor's office. You hear me? And they talking to my mama. And sometimes I'm sitting there because I don't hardly say anything. I sit in the chair and be having a book in my hand like I'm really reading, but I'm paying attention to them, right? And I got this book in my hand because they talking to my mother. But they got to understand now, the person she got sitting in that chair, you need to be careful with her. Because she funny about that woman you could talk to, right? So they talking to my mom. And one time somebody said something, they got a little off with my mama. And they said something. And my mother didn't understand what they were saying. And then the way they came back, it was like they were talking like she was ignorant. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. I put that little book down. I looked at them, I said, excuse me. And they said, yeah, I'm trying to explain. I said, no. I said, first of all, when I say the first of all, oh yeah, we get ready to change. We're going to change the atmosphere up in here. Because, the one you in right now, you don't want to be in this climate. For real. I said, first of all, she asked you a question. I said, and that response you gave, that was off. She wants to know thus and thus, and that's what you need to be talking to her about. And I looked at the woman, and my eyes talk for me. I ain't gotta say a whole lot. You just pay attention to my daggone eyes. I said, and they do all the talking. Everything I need to say, you done seen it in my eyes. I bet you by golly wow. Y'all said, we praying for that woman. Good. And my mama knew when she took me, she ain't worried about nothing. Because I don't miss a beat. And they ain't going to talk my mama any kind of way. And I'm not going to wait until I leave the office and call somebody and say, you know what happened today, how they talked to my mama? No, sir. In that same room, and my mama was in, with that same person who just said something to my mama, right quick, fast, and in a hurry, I'm getting ready to address them, and I'm going to put a closure on it. You hear me? That's my mama. That's my mama. And she know it. When my mama wanted something done, you know who she called? Jen, blah, blah, blah. She, who, mama? Who? Because, I'm getting ready. And I'm the eighth child. I'm way down until that's the baby. Listen, I got a brother. Ooh-wee. I thought he was worse than me. Because, I'm telling you, when he talk about my mother, he act like that she ain't nobody's mama here. Yeah, because my mom. I said, hey. You got to share her. I said, she's all about mothers now. Yeah, my mom. Yeah, my mom said my mom. But I'm telling you, you don't want to get that rascal mad about his mama, because he get ready to show you something. And I thought he was worse than me until I found out they had a daggone a meeting of some sort. And they said, who you think got the quickest temper around? Who you think, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking they're going to talk to my brother, right? Because I know he won't. And they said, Jenny, I said, who? Me? Temper? Y'all very seldom even see my temper. I'm telling you, I think I've lost my temper about 3 times in my life. 3 times. And I'm a pretty 60. 3 times. It takes a lot to get me to lose my temper. Now, I've gotten hot, but losing my temper, But anyway, I won. I don't know if that's supposed to be a reward or what. I told my sister, how y'all choose me? She said, Jenny, you gonna say it. I said, let me tell y'all something about me. I said, ain't nothing fake about me. I'm going to be real. I'm going to tell you, and we'll be done with it. But now back to the unpacking. You got to take some things out of your mind, things that you have been practicing for a long time. One of the things I learned, and I try to be a stickler to some things, right? Especially if it's health. I take a nap every day. I try to take a nap every day. Sometimes I miss them. I take a nap every day because at night, normally after 2, I'm wide awoke. About 2:30, I am wide awoke. Between 2 and 4, those are my hours in which I get all my little information. That's when I'm doing my meditation, my praying, I'm seeking, I'm intercessoring. This is where I'm pulling everything I got. My spirit is wide awoke and it's ready. And I'm now ready to go to work early in the morning. And while everybody's asleep, I'm taking care of business. So during the day, while everybody woke, I'm taking a nap. And I will get my nap in there. And everybody now knows, they know when I'm taking my nap, don't call me. Because when I go to sleep, my phone goes to sleep. They say, well, I tried to call you, Mama. I couldn't get you. I said, well, I was taking my nap. They said, yeah, you didn't hear the phone ring? I said, the phone ring? My phone stay on silent. I said, my phone ain't got no business ringing when I'm asleep. I said, when I'm asleep, it needs to cooperate and go to sleep too. Don't be waking me up talking about somebody trying to call me. So anyway, I said, I'm learning now. That means I have not perfected it, but I am learning how to make sure that I'm taking the best care of me, because something that has been placed into our world, into our life, and a lot of things been placed into our life that we didn't volunteer for, we didn't vote on. We had no say so over it, but it's here. One of the things is time. Because I tell people, I'm timeless. My clocks in my house, I got about 4 of them. I might have more than that. They're so pretty. I got some clocks all around in my house, and most of them ain't got no battery in it, and I know they ain't telling the right time. And my kids come in here, Mama, look at the clock. What time is it? I thought, ain't you got a phone? Look at your phone. I said, these clocks ain't working, because these clocks don't tell me what to do. I'm not on these clocks' time, and I'm not. I said time was implemented in, because time did not exist until they implemented, because it was implemented in, for guidelines, regulations, all that kind of stuff. They needed time to stop. It's time to go. But time is actually, endless. What they call infinity. Just over and over again. There's no such thing really as time until time would stop. They put the calendar out there. I think the Greeks did a long time ago. They started the calendar, gave you 365 days a year. Everybody's put time. They stopped time. But when you realize, and if you cooperate with the time, you begin to, to act like the time. But when you realize you are timeless, man, whoa, I'm telling you, when people talk to me, and I feel like sometimes I'm in my 30s. I feel good. I'll be out there doing things, and my daughters be talking about, well, Mama, I say, let me tell you something. I said, I bet you right now. And I said, and I'm not in the tip top shape, but I'm doing better than some of my daughters. I tell you that. I can probably outwalk all of them. I know I can ride my bike. I ride my bike 5 miles. I know can't none of them keep up with me 5 miles. Because I do my thing, right? I can get out there on my glide, and can't none of them beat me on there. I got my oldest daughter might can take me down. But now, I'm saying that to say this. I'm about 3 times a couple of their ages. And I say that to say this. I realize age is a state of mind. And they say you're as old as you feel, and that's true. But if you believe, I'm 65 years old, I'm 39 years old, you use that word old, you keep using the word old, then you're going to feel that old. I hear people tell me, I'm getting old. I said, how old are you, sweetie? Oh, I'll be 40 this year. 40? Good gracious. You know what I was doing at 40? Let me tell you now. At 40 years old, honey, let me say this. You couldn't stop me at 40. I thought I was a pistol. At 40? Oh. 40? 40 was the new 16. I could do it all at 40. I'm telling you. Lord, they need to open I said, make a hole and make it big. Because I'm coming through. 40? What you say? 40. And they talking to me like they over there here. Oh, I'm tired. I'll be 40 this year. Lord have mercy. Stop allowing people, unpack now. Stop allowing people to make you think that you have to go to a guideline of your age being a number that's set that makes you think that you're unable to do something because there's a number that you set. I know it went over some of your heads, but I want you to do, play it back a couple times. Play it back about 4 more times until it kind of resonates. Because I'm telling you, it's going to make sense one day. I may not be here when it finally makes sense to you, but I'm telling you, it's going to make sense. They talk about your youth. As I got the fountain of youth. I know where it is. Look, I don't need no fountain. I am the fountain. Inside of me is wells of water. And it flows all the time of nothing but youth. Because it is as I think, as I believe, as I feel. And that's what I do. And my baby would say, you got some nervous energy. I said, ain't nothing nervous about me. So what I'm nervous about, I ain't nervous about nothing and nobody. I'm telling you, I'm from the streets. I say scared. But anyway, let me stop because y'all probably say, mm-mm. But I said all that to say this. Don't allow things that you have been gripped with, because what it does, it limits you to believe that you can't do something. Well, I used to be able to do that, but I'm gotten older now. I mean, what do you mean by you got older? Because of the age that you have, you've been marking, or because of how you're feeling? Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of things I can't do that I used to do. I mean, I wish I could. I wish I could go out there and jump rope like I used to. And I see some people, older than me doing jump rope. And I applaud them because I wish it was me. But I tried jumping rope and I was out there probably, I don't know, maybe, 7 months ago. I'm out there with my little jump rope, plappity, plappity, plappity. I mean, one time I could crisscross. And I said, pump-a-doo, pump-a-doo, pump, pump. I said, if I can get to 8, I'm good. If I can do 8, I'm good. And I'll use it, be able to tap, 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 and get up to 100, and then throw the rope down. Like, y'all beat that. Now, okay, here we go. But look, it don't discourage me because I can't jump rope like I used to. I go out there and hopscotch. I'll do it with my grandkids sometimes. I'll jump and do this and do that. I do everything I want to do. What I can't do, it don't bother me. I realize now that, I had to hang that up. I hung that up. But it's okay. I got a whole lot of other things I can manage. I can do. And that's what I do. Because I don't limit myself because of what somebody said I can do. You shouldn't try that. My mom used to tell me all the time. She said, I'll go back to my mama. My mom used to tell me, she said, Jenny, now you can't eat that food because you got a bad stomach. Because in my 20s, they gave me this thing about ulcers, right? And they started bleeding. She said, your stomach is bad. I said, Mama, that's what the doctor said. I said, I ain't under that daggone order. I got my own body. My body heals itself every single day. You know how my body heals itself? Because I drank plenty of water. I drank plenty of water. I don't deprive my body of things it needs. And I do not ever abuse my body with stuff it's not supposed to have. I exercise. I rest. I'm constantly, I do laugh a lot because it's a part of me healing my body. I'm constantly healing it. I really do. But my mama, who I thought was weak, and I'm going to close this in, right? My mama, who I thought was weak, she showed me something just the other day. I was sitting there talking about, one child. And I said, you got to think about other people before you do something. And I thought about my mother. My mother went through abuse for a long time. And I kept saying, good gracious, Mama, when you going to, stand up for yourself? And one day she did. And I was sitting in the kitchen, and I don't know if I told you the story or not, but I was sitting in the kitchen and my dad had said something to her and he was walking away. And my mother responded back. And she said something in the order of, I tell you what, she said, if you hit me, I'm going to put your family in black. They're going to be going to your funeral. I'm sitting to the kitchen table thinking to myself, I don't know if my hearing is bad or not. I said something. My mama said she ain't putting up with his mess no more, right? Because I'm sitting to the kitchen table because I'm already thinking, if my daddy had turned around and thought that he was going to, be messing with my mother while I'm sitting there, it was going to be a bad day for my daddy. It was going to be a bad day. Y'all probably say, yeah. It was going to be a bad day for my daddy. So anyway, and when she said that, I said, dang. And then when Daddy left to go to the races, I said to my mama, I said, where you get that gumption from? She said, I ain't never been afraid of your daddy. She said, I just realized I had 10 children and I could not afford to go to jail and not know who's going to take care of my kids. And I said, dang, that's some bravery. You went through hell all them years because you were trying to protect your children. Now that's a mother. Because I'm telling you, there's some people out here that got a title and ain't living up to the cause. They call themselves mothers or fathers and they don't take the responsibility of it. but she was a mother. My mother stood in front of a man and was abused for over 40 years. And she did that because she was protecting her kids. She did not want her children to be raised by nobody but her. That's love. And I recognized her and I gave her a salute. Hey, that's great. She's my new Shira because of that. Because when I was dealing with one situation, I saw my mother in a whole new light. And I had to give all the respects to my mother. Because now I know that she went through things. All that time, my mama could have popped my daddy's head and probably put him under the ground. You know, all that Cherokee would have came out. Because she would have put him down. But she never did. She took the abuse because she thought about her children like a lioness. She knew in that cave, she's got her cubs. She'll do whatever it takes to protect anything from getting in that cave and messing with her cubs. That's something. And that is a new sign of bravery for me. Now, I'm going to try my best to conclude this, right? So y'all can say, y'all tired of looking at me. I understand. I get tired of looking at myself sometimes. But I want you to know, get to a place, and I'm going to come back on it, that you can unpack some stuff. Get your mind right, that you realize that sometimes you got to revamp a lot of information that you have been given, a lot of things you've been doing. It's wrong, it's off. And you need to change it so you can go to the right course. And when you get on the right course, things will come to you, because you cannot get something on, Queen Avenue that's ready for you, and you walking over there on Prince Boulevard. Your blessing, your things, your gifts are not on Prince, they on Queen. You need to get where you're supposed to be so you can have what you're supposed to have. And the problem is, sometimes you allow yourself to be almost in this state of mind that, they call it programmed. Well, this is how I got to do it, this is how I got to do it, this is how I do it. No, get out that box and realize you don't have to do it that way. You can live healthy. You can live sane. You don't have to allow what has been said to you, labeled you, and told about you that you have to live that the rest of your life. You can change things. I'm telling you, you can change things. And I'm the gal that can help you. If you want to change things. That's what I do. I get up in there and help you change things. But I'm telling you, I don't force nobody to do nothing they ain't ready to do. But if you want to change, you want to see things differently, I'm the gal for you. I'll help you get there. I'm getting ready to, these little earth years here. I'm breezing through them 60s, and I love it. I feel good. I feel smarter. I feel healthier than I did when I was in my 30s. My mind is better. My situation is better. Everything is better. So I'm not allowing the calendar to define who I am. I am defined by what I am on the inside of me and how I feel inside and how well I take care of what has been given to me. I have been given a gift. I have been given a blessing. I have been given, some information, some wisdom that has kept me, that I want to be 10 years from now, I can still do the same thing. When somebody say, how you say you are? I don't need to worry about that, because I ain't old. I ain't old. I'm telling you, I ain't old. I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to close. Somebody, this guy, he come up to me talking about, you know what? You're the kind of woman I like. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, you got yourself together. You look real nice, He just going on, giving me all this stuff. I said, And he said, what do you think about that? I said, I ain't never put it in my mind. He said, what you mean by that? I said, I have never put it in my mind of what it would look like or think about what it would be like to be with you, ever. He said, why not? I said, I just haven't. Because I couldn't say what I really wanted to say. Because I was saying to myself, you move too slow for me. Look, you got to have some get up and go. Cause I be going, you hear me? I be ready to walk here and go here and do this, and I ain't got time. You sit right down my, why don't you sit still and just watch Bob Barker one more time? I ain't studying Bob. Look, I ain't trying to watch the news. I ain't watching Bob. Look, I know. Pray for me. Pray for me. I need your prayers. I need your prayers. But I'm telling you, I hope you got a chance to laugh. You got a chance to smile. You see when you smile, the muscles you move, those muscles that you move, they touch nerves. And the nerves they touch inside your body. And they help, cause some little organs to to feel alive. They really do. I'm not just talking when I be talking. I'm telling you some truths. When you laugh, your whole body starts to laugh. I'm telling you, your heart is pumping better. Your body is giving you stuff we're supposed to have. You are doing an immunity program all by yourself. You are pushing yourself into a new era just by learning to laugh. People like to see you unhappy. Show them something new. Misery does love company. I choose not to be in no company of somebody who's miserable. I want to be happy. So I stay around happy people, or I keep myself happy with my happy self. Oh, much love. I thank you for your time. Come on, y'all. Let's start unpacking some things. Get out of your way and take some stuff out your mind that has confined you and made you believe you cannot do something because of this, that, or the other. You can do anything you want. As long as your body is cooperating, then you tell your mind, let's go. Thank you today for joining me with Jenny Oya with Nuggets and Things. And if you enjoyed this, please like. And it's don't cost you nothing to like the video. Don't worry, I won't stalk you. So, who liked my video? Oh, let me go and tell them. Nah, I'm not going to, I appreciate you taking our time to listen. And when you like it, you just telling me, I'm doing a great job. And I appreciate that. Everybody needs something to say, you're doing a great job. It ain't going to cost you anything to say that. If you feel so I am. If I made your day, just say, hey, like. Subscribe if you haven't. It's never a requirement because I don't force somebody to do nothing. Because that's a whole new sign I don't do. It's forcing. And you have a great day. Let your light shine. Be awesome. Be great. Be grand. Be determined. Don't let nobody steal your shine because you are fabulous. Blessings.